هذه الفيديوهات بعد عملية جراحة تبديل مفصل الركبة اللي تساعد المريض انه يرجع للصلاة بشكل طبيعي. طبعا كثير من المرضى اللي كان عندهم خشونة صاروا يصلون على كرسي لفترة طويلة، ففي هذه الفيديوهات بعد ما اشتغلنا على استطالة العضلات وقوينا العضلات العادة على يعني شهرين بعد العملية، راح نبدي تمارين مخصصة للرجوع للصلاة، والحمد لله عندنا نسبة كبيرة من مرضانا يرجعون يصلون بشكل طبيعي. فتوماس راح يورينا بعض هالتمارين عشان المريض يقدر يرجع يصلي بشكل طبيعي ويستغني عن الكرسي.
We're about week 8 postoperatively now if you've had a total knee replacement or any other sort of operative surgery. And so what we're going to do is start to get your body used to putting weight again on your leg in preparation for prayer on the ground. So you go on your bed at home or a couch. Don't do this on the floor yet. We're going to do this on the bed or on the couch. Very important. You're going to put your non-operative leg up first, and then you'll put the operative leg. You want to make certain that your feet are touching the mattress or bed that you're on. You don't want to have your leg out to the side, because if your leg is out on the edge here, you're likely to fall off and it'll put too much pressure on your knee. So you want to have the whole leg supported by the bed or couch that you're on. You're going to have your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your hands. Keep your back straight. So you do not want to curve. You want to have your back nice and straight, and then from there you're going to work on sitting back on your heel. So the goal is to get your butt to touch the heel. So you want to get yourself into this position. This is the end goal, but you do everything based on your pain-free stretching range. Don't make it hurt. So you're going to come back you go back as far as you can where you feel a comfortable stretch. You hold it there for 10 seconds, and then you come back up. And you repeat that. Go back, hold for 10 seconds, and come back up until eventually you can go all the way back and hold there for a good 10 seconds and come back up. Now you can also then move yourself forward a little bit on the bed if you wish, if you have the full flexibility in the knee, and then you can position your feet in the way that you would normally position your feet while praying, and then begin to do the same exercise as well. That's the end stage. So once you can sit back on your heels in this position, then you can move forward on the bed and start to position your legs in the direction that you would normally do so when praying, and then go back and start to stretch in that position as well. Again, hold for 10 seconds, and you do 10 10-second holds at least 3 times a day. So repeat it 10 times, at least 3 times a day. Normally I suggest patients who are preparing to pray to do this exercise before you pray each time. So you can get it in 5 times a day if you wish to do so. So we already have been working on doing the exercises of squatting against the wall. We've started now working with you kneeling on the edge of the bed. And at the same time as you're working on the bed, we can then proceed to working with different height sitting devices. This bench here is roughly the same height as your standard couch or chair. So you would just simply practice sitting down and then coming back up. Just like you are against the squat with the wall, except this time you have no support for your back, and you're going to come up and down 10 times, supporting that weight. You want to keep your feet, your legs shoulder width apart. You want to keep your hands on your hips. You don't want to shift over to one leg or the other. There is a tendency for the weight for this leg you had your surgery on to be weaker. If you've been doing your exercises as we've been showing you so far, hopefully that leg is much stronger, but you don't want to find yourself putting all your weight on the non-operative side. You want to make certain you're putting your weight evenly on both sides. That's important to get that whole leg stronger to support your weight as we're going down lower and lower. So when you can comfortably do this 10 times, 3 times a day, getting up and getting down, we then proceed to a lower chair. So it could be a chair a child sits on when they're playing with their little play set or what have you. But then you go to a lower level chair, you do the same thing. Same rule of thumb. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Have your feet right up as close to the chair as you can. It's much easier to get up and get down based upon what we call your center of gravity. If your feet are out too far, you're going to feel like you're going to fall and you won't be able to control the movement. So have your feet as close to the couch or chair you're sitting on as your heels. You're going to sit down and then come back up. Again, try to do it to a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so what we're doing is we're getting the muscle strong enough to eventually get you down on the floor and come back up. That's the idea of this progression. Again, make certain your weight is evenly on both legs. And again, you're trying to do this 10 times, at least 3 times a day. If the height difference between the lower chair and the step are too much, you can put a book down and sit on the book, a hard copy book, and sit on that. And then once you're able to master it with the book, take the book away to be completely on the step. So again, feet shoulder width apart, keep your hips straight, sit down, and come back up to a count of 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you're finding it's a struggle to do this, you can have something nearby to initially pull on to have your hands help you get up. But eventually, you don't want to use any assistant device to actually pull with your arms. You want your leg muscles to do all the work. So if you can master a chair or a low or a high step, you can then, from this position, it's easy to get down to the floor and be able to pray from the floor. So that's the progression. Start off on the bed, work on different height chairs and steps, until eventually you're back down on the floor, either praying or playing with your children or grandchildren.